Welcome back to my YouTube channel, about Top 12 Surprisingly Unknown Models of the World. Forget Emily Ratajkowski, Kendall Jenner and the Candace Swainpols of the world, as there is a new Top 12 list featuring beautiful women. We're pretty certain you've never heard of some of the beautiful women on this list, but soon after reading this wish you had. Then again, most of these models to make the ranking are well known in their home countries, with only a select few having been permitted to rule the runway in our beloved country. These models may not be household names, but their unusual looks make them worth a mention and certainly worthy of this top 12. These little agents of change are spreading awareness and highlighting their unique features as they feature front line and center in the tabloids, on the hottest magazine covers and the latest Fashion Week shows. From gender transitions to age-defying lingerie shoots to rare medical conditions, the following group of women just may break the internet Kardashian style. Well, maybe not intentionally anyway. We thought it was our duty to showcase this list of surprisingly unknown models of the world, and we can't be held responsible for what happens next. Join us as we set out to highlight a few sexy women whose name you may never have heard of, or faces you've never seen but will surely be never forgotten, even if you can't quite remember their name. Meet the models who shattered conventions in 2016 and beyond. Here's to celebrating these 12 surprisingly unknown models of the world that have set a new standard when it comes to defining beauty. Check it out. 12. Runway Rebel Alice Though. The first gorgeous woman to make it onto our top 12 list is none other than the face of Karl Lagerfeld's Chanel boy bag campaign, Alice Though. The Brazilian-British model of Iraqi descent is just 5 inches tall, and with a half-shaven head is anything but your typical model stereotype. She goes against everything you were told the model needs to be and rose above it to become an up-and-coming supermodel. She stands proud in all her unique glory, and her quirky sense of style caught the attention and affection of renowned photographer Mario Testino to become fashion's latest IT girl. Something tells us this is just the beginning for Runway Rebel Alice. Watch this space. 11. Transgender model Misty T. Our next featured star continues to break the model mold, as this Brazilian beauty was brought into this world in male before going on to become one of the fashion industry's most successful female models. Now fully female after undergoing her reassignment surgery in 2012, transgender model Lee went on to become the muse of the House of Givenchy and was recently announced as being the face of Redken and fronted the company's Chromatics hair color campaign. She's also appeared in hundreds of magazine covers and fashion spreads, but more notoriously made headlines for kissing Kate Moss. Alright, so it was for a shoot for Love magazine, but a kiss is a kiss nonetheless. 10. Mixed race model Jade Willoughby. Gorgeous Canadian native Jade Willoughby has our full attention, and after stalking her pics, we mean browsing, you'll soon see why. She's one of only 3 mixed-race models currently blowing up on the international scene right now. It's sad to think she grew up being bullied for being a mixed-race kid. I don't fall under the category of being booked as a black model or any other ethnic models, so it's sort of, I'm in a category all my own, and that can be tough at times. They do use the term ethnically ambiguous because I am mixed, Jade recently told Dick. But Jade has triumphed over her diversity and has emerged victorious as she walked the runway in New York Fashion Week earlier this year. 9. Non-traditional model Molly Bear. This top 12 list is all about being non-traditional, and these unique women each bring their own rarity to the list that we thought needs to be celebrated. Enter model Molly Bear, who's captivating the world with her unusual features. Her facial expressions, her runway walk and her cat-like poses are anything the fashion world has ever seen before, and yet they are slowly opening their arms to welcome her in. Some have even said she is as close to a revelation as the business gets. 8. Silver Fox Jackie O'Shaughnessy. There's just one tiny little thing that differentiates Jackie O'Shaughnessy from most model counterparts across the world: she's 62. Move over, dear spring chickens, this silver fox is in town and she means business. The actress-turned-model is the latest face of American Apparel and was discovered by an accidental encounter in a New York eatery. Jackie truly stands out in a sea of teenage models, but it's her quiet confidence, natural beauty and quirky wit that draws you in. Her brave fashion editorial for their lingerie line proves that there is no limit on beauty and begs the question, does sexy have an expiration date? 7. 85-year-old lingerie model Daphne Self. We introduced you to Jackie O'Shaughnessy, the face of American Apparel, but wait until you meet this 85-year-old model that still models in lingerie. Did we mention she is 80-bloody-5? It's often been said that a model's career ends after her youthful looks fade, but this has not been the case for our dear Daphne Self. She has challenged the country's view on beauty and the fashion world's ideas on age and has become the UK's oldest runway model, collaborating on big brands including Michiko Koshino, Dolce & Gabbana and Totaneka. 6. Tallest female model in the world, Erica Irvine. Erica Irvine, affectionately known to many as Amazon Eve, holds the title of the world's tallest model. She stands proud of 2 meters tall and practically dwarfs almost every man and woman she encounters on a daily basis. Her talents are not limited to just the runway though, as she has also worked as a dedicated personal trainer, a political lobbyist and even a paralegal. Erica first made headlines when she graced the cover of Zoo Weekly, but we're more interested in the fact that she enjoys making money on the side by challenging men to wrestle her. But at $400 a pop, we're not that interested to find out if we could win. 5. Cross-eyed model Muffy. We'd like you to meet our next model, Muffy. She has been signed to top model agency Storm, which also represents fashion world greats such as Victoria's Secret Angel Bahati Prince Lou and UK's favorite exports Kate Moss and Cara Delevingne. They share the runway, photographers, and have typical measurements of a model. But Muffy has one distinguishing feature that no other working model has, and that's strabismus. Muffy is cross-eyed and is challenging fashion beauty standards the world over. 4. Albino model Diandra Forrest. With amazingly beautiful skin and soft facial features, model Diandra Forrest from the Bronx in NYC is the ultimate in uniqueness. With her blonde hair, green eyes and African features, this surprisingly unknown model grew up being outcast for being albino and decided to use her unconventional beauty to her advantage. She is now the first albino model to sign with a major modeling agency and has worked with international designers that include Jean-Paul Gaultier and Vivienne Westwood. She has also walked the runway for Vivienne Westwood and appeared in Kanye West's Power video. When she's not walking the runway or mum to her little daughter Rain, you'll find her fighting discrimination against the albino community. 3. Multicolor model Winnie Harlow. 21-year-old Canadian beauty Winnie Harlow is next to make it onto our radar and is possibly the youngest model on the list. She suffers from vitiligo, which causes the pigmentation to different parts of the skin. She hasn't let that stop her on her journey to the top, as she is fast becoming one of the most talked about models of 2016. Since her appearance on America's Next Top Model's 21st cycle, she walked away with Das Eagles Fall campaign, proving that there is room for not only models of color, but models of many colors. 2. Double duty model Erica Linter. We can't emphasize enough how difficult of a decision it was when selecting the final 3, as these powerful women prove that beauty truly is in the eye of the beholder. Our dear Erica Linter made the headlines for pulling double duty in a fashion ad campaign for Crocker by J.C. John's company by standing in for both the male model and female model roles. This is why model Erica ranks in at number 2, and with her Twitter bio that reads, "I have too much imagination to just be one gender," you can only imagine what lies ahead for the quirky Swede. 1. Androgynous male turned transgender female Andrija Pejic. Andrija Pejic used to be the most famous androgynous male supermodel in the world, but fast forward to a few surgeries later and a wardrobe makeover and he is now she is a transgender woman making headlines on the runway. Andrija even went on to be ranked 98th in FHM's 100 Sexiest Women in the World and was also named one of Vogue magazine's 100 Most Compelling People. She used to be a he and dominated both men and women fashion shows successfully, so who better to be number 1 on the top 12 list of surprisingly unknown models of the world. Thanks for watching, and subscribe below.